Hey everybody, welcome back to Prana Custom Guitars. Thanks for tuning in. If you've seen one of our previous videos, we were doing some work on a pseudo forged carbon fiber finish. The base is that's actually here it is right behind me. It's a plywood body, believe it or not. And we were testing this. This is our first time doing this type of work and putting a finish on it. So we had a lot to learn. So I didn't want to do it on anything really that we spent a whole lot of time on. This is going to be a working and playing bass in the end. I have pickups for it, a pick guard for it, a neck. I'll show you some of that stuff. And I tried a lot of different things. Very experimental. Hopefully in the end it comes out cool. It's definitely not for everyone, but we wanted to really push in the boundaries of what we can do finish-wise, just pushing to see what we're able to do and what we're able to achieve. We're soon going to have production model instruments. That's right. In design, and hopefully within the next year or two we'll start to be putting those out. But we want to have a lot of different finishes to offer, and for a custom finish or for something, we want to have something that's different, than just run-of-the-mill stuff. So one of my inspirations, so I do want to mention, I'm often lurking on Talk Bass's Luthier Corner. There's so many great builders there and amazing ideas, and man, probably if it wasn't for that, I don't even know if I'd be here today. But one of the shout outs I wanted to do is a guy's avatar. His tag is MPU, and he's on there, and he's doing real forged carbon fiber, structural, the whole thing, man. And it's amazing to see that. A lot of these forged carbon fiber or carbon fiber instruments are done in these big factories. There's usually molds and usually a lot of expense, initial setup and startup money is involved. And if you see people doing carbon fiber work and they're doing it by hand and one-off stuff, shop like that, it's a lot of work, man. A lot of work, completely different than wood, of course, but presents a whole new set of challenges as well. So it's new for us, the forged carbon fiber. I just really dug the look of it, So where we are in the last video, I was applying it and putting it down. We've done a lot of steps since then. I don't always have opportunities to video stuff, and we're not a YouTube channel that makes guitars. We're really focused on the guitars. We don't have the resources to put into the channel like I'd really like to, and hopefully we will in the future. So don't always get a chance to video, and Eli doesn't like me videoing him too much. He's not a big YouTube fan. I'm afraid he's going to hit me or something. So since that last video, I applied the epoxy. I kind of duplicated what I had done on the back, just kind of demonstrated that. And that had cured. And since then, obviously had to sand it. And there were some air pockets, and I didn't have to go in and add any more carbon fiber patches or things like that. This is merely just holes. We want to, because we're going to have a gloss finish in the end. So I used epoxy. There's a couple different ways to skin a cat, right? So I could have been spraying it with a polyester that's a pore filler and sealer, and just kept spraying that and sanding that. But it's a lot of work, and that stuff cures pretty fast. So if you're going to do a couple coats, like say three coats in a day, that's going to be your day, and you're going to have to mix up 3 batches, and it's a lot of work. So what I had done is I continued to fill holes with epoxy. So after I'd sanded and there was a few holes and things like that, I just did drop fills with epoxy, and I had to do it a couple times. After we got it pretty well squared away, we did spray it with a polyester, that sealer, pore filler, and so we could put a carrier coat, mid carrier coat, to do some effects, which we had done on this. I wanted to experiment with that. Not so sure we're going to do any color or candies over the forged carbon fiber that we're doing for the next bass, for the Spectre bass. But I just wanted to try it, and this is a gift, so you don't have a choice. If you want to try something, you're going to get it. Hopefully, the execution of it and everything in the end comes together and works, But so where we are now, I've sanded all that out. I filled the holes a couple times, block sanded it, tried to get it as flat as possible. Then we sprayed it with, Eli sprayed it with a 2K polyester. because we really want, you know, the to get the best finish or best clear coat, least amount of damp. You don't want to mess with the clear coat if you don't have to. In an ideal world, if we were really good, we could spray 3 coats, 4 coats of clear and not have to go back and spray anything or do, you know, drop fills or any of that stuff. You know, that's what we're working towards. Might have to sand this and might have to spray another session of clear. We'll see how that comes out. Yeah, this is a new type surface for us, but we did lay down the polyester, and then what Eli had done is we did first, if you remember, the sides of this base, because it was white and I had planned on doing some bursting on this, we kind of let that go. So we had to cover that with black, with a matte black, all around the edge. Just sprayed black, and then it did a burst, kind of a metallic silver. You see blue, that's because there's a trans blue over the metallic silver, but he did a metallic silver into black around the edge, and there was no pearl or anything in that black, but he allowed some of the silver to spit over it, so it kind of looks like pearl. I hope I can show it, but I wanted to see how the candies looked over it, how much it obscured. You know, there's parts when it's just the forged carbon fiber under clear, there's so much depth. You know, I think some of the spraying of paint, you know, definitely obscures that, and you're going to lose the depth. But we had some repair on the sides that we were doing. There wasn't complete coverage. This is all part of the design of this kind of thing. So, just kind of explaining it. Where we are is we've done, I leveled it all out. I had done the front and the back. Now there's going to be a pick guard here and the jazz plate and all that. So some of this isn't quite perfect. Sprayed the polyester after we kind of filled all the holes with the epoxy as best we could. He sprayed the polyester, 3 coats, sanded that. Then using all House of Color, the UBC, which is a mid-carrier coat. He did, first we just did the paint, like I mentioned. He did black paint, and then he did some silver. Now it's blue, because over that, I don't know if you could see the aqua. So we kind of did an aqua in trans candy into a dark blue trans. And that went over that silver and black. And then this has to be sanded and buffed. This is just right out of the booth. It's got about 24 hours on it. But I don't know if I can capture some of the carbon there we go. It's kind of, you know, the color in the paint really blocks it out. You can see the aqua in there. It's pretty good. And I like it when you get it just pure black, like it is in between the pickups there. The depth of that is just, I really like that. So, this is going to have to be sanded. If there's enough clear on it, Eli's done a really good job spraying it. We'll see how I'll wet sand it, and we'll see how that comes out, and see if we need to do another round of clear. But right now, there's 3 coats of clear over the carrier coats that had all the candies in them and the paint. So that's where we are now. This was the neck, and I wanted to experiment. Kind of had an idea of doing a tattoo on a guitar neck. Went to art school, so I do a lot of drawing with black and white. A lot of pen and ink type stuff. So it kind of lends itself well to sort of a tattoo type of work. So I did, this is all Sharpie, did it with Sharpie pen. And this is satin. We're in the middle of, he sprayed it, but you could see, we're in the middle of block sanding it. And we're going to see if I have to do any more clear. Hopefully not. This is satin, and I'll finish sanding this out, and I'll make a decision whether or not I want to keep it satin or buff it out. I'm not quite sure yet. I definitely like the feel of a satin neck over gloss, but with the artwork on it, it might pop a little better being gloss. So this is kind of a squid, the Leviathan squid. A lot of kind of points, dot, stipple type artwork, and that's all. This has clear over it. We did a barrier. A sealer coat, adhesion promoter, and pore sealer, and then he did 3 coats of poly over that. So that's where we stand, and I just started sanding that, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it satin or gloss that out. So in line with that, kind of Squid. It started out with this pick guard. So again, with the dots. So just a white pick guard, and Eli's like, why don't you draw something on it, because it's so boring and it's going on the carbon fiber. So I did it with Sharpie. We kind of just hit it with 3000 just to take the sheen off of it. Yeah, it's going to wear off, I know, but I'll get the trophy picture shots for myself, for my portfolio or whatever. So that's kind of the pick guard that's going to go on there. With the Squid theme back of the neck, I'll probably gloss it out. The next video, I should have this assembled, put together. I have some pickups that I bought at some random guitar show. All the parts are from all different stuff. They're all kind of new or close to being new, but they were from all different kits and things like that. But we'll see how it comes out as a whole. So that's how that's coming, and that's just forged carbon fiber finish. It's not a forged carbon fiber base. But thanks for tuning in. Keep making dust.